Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever. Last time out, we built the station in Fort Wayne. As a matter of fact, what I didn't do is I didn't take a screenshot of this new station. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this new station for the thumbnail, of course. So actually, let's make it a kind of an elevated screenshot so you can see Detroit, Toledo, just a bit of Cleveland there, and I think that's Cincinnati over there. So you can see all of those places, which I think is pretty cool. There we go. Although that's probably going to be covered by the logo, but never mind. Right, what are we doing in today's episode? Well, like I said, we need to connect this up to Chicago now, and we need to get to work on getting the depot running so that we can get these lines up and running, and that's probably going to be one of our main depots. So, and then once, in fact, like I said, once that depot is done, we might just be able to get rid of this one, get rid of this baby depot that we've had for a while, or at least we'll just retire this depot. So yeah, first thing we need to do is work out how we're going to get this going. So if we run this, say from here, I know it's going to cut through that right now, but we're just going to run it through. Oh, it's not going to cut through. And into that. So we've got this area that's going to be problems, and that's about it. In fact, that is just about it. So what we need to do is, we do need to, unfortunately, drop the population of Chicago down quite a significant amount. I'm sorry. So what's that brought the population down to? 948 and 1004. Oh, there you go. That's still a hefty city. Just look at Milwaukee at 6. In this area just here, let's just have a quick look, right? So we've got 1004. 948, so that's what, 1952. We've got 114, so that's 2066. Yes, 2066. 330, 2396. 2396, 3100 and what's that? 3,164? No, 3,174. 3,174 just there. Add in this one, 3174 plus 165. So that's what? 3339 and 136. So 3475. 3,475. My maths may have been a little bit off there, but around 3,475 homes just there, or population. That's the population just there. That's a big population, and that's just going to continue growing. So that's a lot to be really looking at. Right, here we go. Time to get this approach going. This is the Chicago approach. This is a big one. In fact, before we do that, we're going to smooth out all this ground. All of this needs to be smoothed out properly. There we go. Give that a bit more strength on it as well. There we go. Perfect. Much more like it. Right. Now we'll start putting the railways in. Railways. That's not... Yeah. Okay. So, let's do this. Are there any other routes that we're going to have this way? I mean, potentially we are, aren't we? So what we really need is... we need to be doing this. So we're going to keep these ones heading out. We'll do a wide bank in this direction, like so, for these two tracks. Yep, that looks good. Now what we're going to do is the next set of tracks are all going to be headed out that way. But because of the curve of this, we probably want to keep it straight. We want to try and keep it straight for this section. That's okay with the slight embankment. I think it'd look kind of cool. So we want to try and do something like this. Now where are we headed? So we're headed out that way. So essentially if we can do yeah, that, we'll demolish that road because that can then become a bridge. Lots of thoughts going into this actually. This is going to be a very thoughtful thing. Right, we'll do that. 45. Okay, so if that's a 45, we could break that and then 56. That's kind of okay because we're coming into a station anyway, so I don't mind them slowing down. Okay, so we've got that, we've got that. Now don't forget, we've also got to work out, because like I said, we're probably going to have cargo running through some of this, maybe. That's why we had the huge station in the first place, but I don't think we need a station that, generally that big. You need to go away. Does that immediately change it? It doesn't. Okay. Now, if I was to just put this up like this, get rid of those, and then say, nope, then say that. That's what I want to say. We'll make it further back. Not possible. But that one is, but that one isn't. Uh-huh. Why not? That one is. Okay. And then that one. That's not too bad. It's slow, but it's not too bad. Because that's coming in from an area where there really isn't going to be too much in the way of traffic. To be honest, this is probably going to be passed through freight, if anything, and then one passenger line at the end. Okay, but on this side, it's definitely going to be a lot more than that. Or is it going to be a lot more than that? I'm not too sure. So we'll build this up like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and give it some space. And the reason I'm giving it space is for bridges. Although that's probably a bad idea right now. So maybe I need to do this and then that. That probably is the most logical idea there. And that is probably a good idea there. That could work. That could actually work, and then we can actually just let Chicago build as and where and when it needs to. Now, in terms of bridges, I could see myself putting a bridge across here and then another one across there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the 4 lines run out of here. So I don't think we're going to get the depot done in this episode over in Detroit. We might just get this hooked up. But I think there's a lot of work to go along this. So we get the 4 lines there, and at the same time, do I want to hook these? Yeah, let's try this. So we want to sort of merge these lines together. Now the question is, could I run freight along these lines? And if so, then where are they going to go? Because like, I know we want a freight station somewhere around here. Possibly down here, so maybe we would switch everything over onto those and let the freight cross and then come along here? I don't know. There's so much that we could possibly do on this. But for now, I want to do this and then, say, turn that into a large street and then get a bridge. So we're going to get a bridge going across here. Why is that not possible? Is that too difficult? No, there we go. Can we make a curved bridge? That's normally always a nice thing to have. Especially if we're going to get more rails down here. This gives us a bit more opportunity. Like so. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. We'll then do that. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm then going to say we can then put another. No, you see, I don't like that. But actually, that being said, I've got an idea. I have had an idea. Yep, I've definitely had an idea. Let's see if we can make the most of this idea. So we've done that, we've done that. It's not the straightest of roads, but this could essentially be like the interstate, so... or the highway. So if we take that out, that out, that out, we then smooth that out, as if nothing was ever there. Then we connect this and this up. No, no. No. From... no, from... oh dear. Yes, from there. There we go. To there, there we go. There we go. Upwards, downwards, down, up. Let's do that. Okay, okay, okay. Now, because we don't know where the rest of the railways are going at the moment, we can't build anything there. However, we can start building here. So what we can now do is we can say that we have a... Should we give it a bit more if we can? If we cut that back a little bit and say if we give... no, a bit more than that. That looks good. Like so. Hook that up like that. Okay. Right, now, some of you are probably going to be wondering, well, hang on, how are we now going to get right the way across? And I'm wondering the exact same thing because I didn't think about that. We could go for a level crossing. We could go for a level crossing, or... I mean, I don't want Chicago to be growing any more further out than that. Right, how are we going to get across to this side now? Unless, see, we could. What if we did that? That actually could work. There's a genuine... yes, that could work. Right, okay, let's do this. We're going to keep this up and level right here. Right, we're going to go... yes, yeah, we're going to go all the way. Like that. And then we're going to come right the way down. Like that, yes. We're going to come down like that. That works for me. Then we're going to check to make sure that this is a main road, which is not, but it is now. In fact, it needs to be, doesn't it? So that entire section can be a main road. That way they can get across. That is a way across for everyone. And it's just making Chicago start to look a little bit more complicated. But I like it. I like it like that. I don't like the way that junction's got missing bits and bobs. But we'll sort that out. We will have to sort that out at some point. Okay, so now that we've got that, can we should be able to hook this directly up to Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne, let's have a look at what we get. No, let's try and keep it a little bit more. Normally I wouldn't mind that, but it's a little. Yeah, I'm trying to get a better run here. Swing it a bit this way. How does that look for you? Now swing it a bit like that. How does that look? It still has that tiny. There's that tiny. This area here. There. Yeah. Okay. Take that. I'd rather add a bit to the land than be cutting through it. Nope. Wrong line. There. And we'll drop to about here and then see if we can swing it outwards. And keep the speed. Yes, we can. Perfect. And of course, we're right near this quarry. Oh, coal mine, not quarry. And because we're right near the quarry, again, we have the opportunity to put freight stations in here. We have an opportunity to literally stick a freight station right there and have the coal being transported here, there and everywhere. So we've got that opportunity, and these freight stations, just to give you an idea, they won't be huge freight stations. We're talking 400 meters freight stations with, I don't know, oh dear. I don't want 3 platforms. Okay, well what we're talking is, 400 meter train stations with 2 platforms, and that's it. We're talking stations that look like this. And that's it. That's all they've got. And they're just taking huge trains in and out. In fact, they could even. What's the size of these platforms? These are 600 meter platforms, aren't they? We could have 600 meter trains running in and out of these, coal trains, which would be, I think that would be great. They don't do anything apart from get from there to wherever they need to go. That's all they're going to do, and those can possibly be the trains that run through this area. So we can have them running right through the middle of these, through these middle platforms. Because I think with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 platforms now available to use, we should be able to service everything heading this way, I think. How's that looking? That's looking quite fancy. I really think that's looking quite fancy. We still need to work out this one, the St. Louis line. Because I was going to do that and bring that up, wasn't I? And maybe straight up to Detroit. So it'll be going here. Now see, instead of Columbus, we could actually have the trains turning here and going back, or cutting straight across. There's so much that we can do. There's so much we can do, and it's all down to you guys. So make sure you are leaving comments in those comments boxes, because that's how I'm going to be able to continue this series and do more and more. Of course, we've got this whole area that we need to work out how we're going to get oil into, and how we're going to run that, and how we're going to use that. Is that even a long enough station? I've got a feeling that may not be a long enough station. No, that's a 600 meter station. That's fine then. Maybe it's the curvature that makes it look odd. Yeah, the 600 meter stations are the main, the major stations that we have. This is growing out this way actually. Finally, a little bit. Oh well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is episode 25 or 26, I think. And we've got another 20, 30, 40 episodes to go. There's loads and loads of episodes to go. We've got lots that we can do, so make sure you do leave a comment on them. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever. What we've still got to do before we can even go anywhere, well, we've got to connect a bunch of these cities up north, or towns up north. As you can see, Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, Green Bay, Grand Rapids, Sudbury. I know one of my commenters lives in Sudbury or lived in Sudbury at some point, so you know that's an important one for this series. And Ottawa we need to connect up, but everything else we have managed to hook up, which is great, at least on the passenger lines. Next episode, what I'm going to be doing is hooking up or connecting the line from Chicago through Fort Wayne, Detroit, and over to Toronto or Buffalo, or both. We might actually just have 2 lines going to both. So actually what we can do is we can go Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, and then Chicago, Fort Wayne, Detroit, and Buffalo. I think we'll do that. Thank you very much for watching. Last but not least, do support my Patreon scheme. Link to that is in the description box below. Your support would be massively, massively appreciated. It's going to help me out a huge amount. And of course, we do need to start looking at getting the waters running. We will need to start doing things with water. We'll do that in time. But yes, Patreon, your support would be huge. So do support me on there. And, you know, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching once again. And I will see you guys in the next episode.